Hello everybody, I am going to demo you the AI enabled universal identity service. Basically this service is a multi-strategy based authentication and authorization service which supports the strategy like local directory, active directory or LDAP, SAML IDP, social login and other things. We can also support the multi-factor authentication using OTP or OTP plus speech and OTP speech and videos. These some of the things are work in progress now. Build this identity service around OpenID Connect to delegate the authentication to external identity providers. So this way we can add any other authentication scheme for multi-factor or primary authentication. The first factor authentication is always done by external IDP provider. Based on the risk profile, we compute that whether we should prompt the multi-factor for higher level authentication. Source code for this is in following repository. Let me start with the demo of the work done till date. I am logging into my identity provider, so this is my identity service is running here. Let me start with this. I set up the register with the identity service on client and do a login. So here you can see that we can support multiple authentication like local, LDAP and SAML. So let me start with the SAML authentication, being this complex one. This will give you a full picture. And now you can see the button MFA. I will enable the MFA, multi-factor authentication, and here we can support the multiple schemes for the multi-factor authentication. Let me select the OTP. This OTP will do two-way. One is the number OTP and another is the voice OTP. So let me select this and signing. So you see that now I am forming a SAML request to redirect it to SAML IDP provider. So now it has reached the SAML IDP provider. Here I go and now IDP is challenging me for the authentication. I give my username, password. I do this, and now I am authenticating against SAML IDP provider. It will take some time. So now you see that the authentication is successful. Now I can say that. See now after SAML authentication, we got the SAML assertion that the response is successful, and we are now prompting him for the OTP authentication. It's a voice OTP. I will type in as well as voice. Sorry, I have to speak. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and validate. So after successful authentication of OTP, second factor, I got the response, and now it's asking for the consent that the user is trying to access these attributes. Do you provide the authorizing to access? So I can say the authorize, and after authorization you can see that the user got a response with the auth token. So we got the token, we got the user information. Now this information can be further qualified to access the protected services. Thank you.